Hi there, welcome back to my shop. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Atomstack Maker AC1 Camera. This is it right here. Now when you take this out of the box, it's in three pieces. First part is the clamp that you use to attach it to the laser engraver frame. Second part are these two rods that you can use to adjust it for the height and for the distance from the center of the bed. The third piece, of course, is the camera. Now, when I took this out of the box, I was a little surprised there was no cable management, so I just used a few zip ties to attach it to these rods to keep it from getting in the way. Now, I've used a light burn camera before. This is called a light burn camera because it's used with light burn software. Light burn is not free software, but I think it runs about $60 US right now, and I personally think it's well worth it. Most people who try it use it. It's much simpler than working with that gerbil software, and you get a 30-day free trial if you ever want to try it out. Now, one of the things that's different from the other one I used is that this does not attach to the back of the frame for your laser engraver. The reason being, the way that this particular laser is made, there's a stepper motor right on the back here. And if I try putting it on there, it conflicts with this knob that's used to tighten it to the frame. So for that reason, Atomstack recommends that you attach it on the front, right in the center or as close as you can get. And when it's tightened there in place, you'll find that the motor does not conflict with it at all. It goes back and forth past it with no problem. Now, it attaches to your laptop with a USB plug, just like this. So let's get it attached to the laptop and find out how this works. I'll be right back. Coming into light burn here now, I'll turn on the camera control window, and there are two cameras here. Now this one, I believe, is for the laptop, and yes, it must be because I have electrical tape over that camera, so it's not going to be hacked. Let's try this one. All right, there we are. So now, let's update the overlay. All right, there we can see them. Now, to be honest, this took me a few minutes to adjust because moving that camera just a hair can really throw things off. So let's see how this is going to work. Now I'm going to turn off that show so I can see what I'm doing here in the grid. And I'm going to create a square. I'll make it 390 millimeters by 390 millimeters. Click on this right up here and that will center it. Then I'm going to use the line tool. When I come in the corner, you'll see it turns into a little bullseye. And I can go down to this, find the same one, and then I'll draw one from this corner to this corner as well. Okay. Now by selecting all of these, I can group them. That way if I, for some reason, want to move them, they'll all move at once. Put them back in the center. Now let's take a look at that background. If I move something, and you can see that I'm moving this over a little bit, when I click on Update Overlay, it will show the new position of things. So the first thing I want to do is burn all of these lines. Go to Cuts and Layers, 3000 millimeters per minute at 80% should do it. So let's bring it home. Now we'll frame this. Alright, I believe that'll be alright, so I'm going to burn it now. Alright, I'll just move the camera out of the way. And update the overlay again. Alright, I'm going to delete all that. I don't see any reason to keep it around. And even on here you can see those lines nice and clear. So the next thing I want to do is go to laser tools and calibrate the camera lens. Choose this camera, standard lens, no preset. Go to the next. And now this is going to direct me where to put this pattern card, circle pattern. When I click on the capture, I'll uncheck this honeycomb, I don't want to see it. Okay, that's good. Now when I click next, it'll tell me where to put the card. I'll complete all of these, speed up the video for you, and I'll be back. Alright, now it's telling me it's time to align the camera. Same camera. 3000 at 80% for both the fill and the line. Get the laser fired up. And we'll frame this. Guess I didn't need that there. Alright, now it's going to burn these images in here. So let's start that. Alright, with that finished, I can click next. Now it wants me to jog this out of the way. I can just use this button. It'll take it right to the center top. And then capture the image that's there. Alright, it's showing up nicely. All the corners are nice and clear. Say next. And now we have to sequentially go to the center of each of these, close as we can get, and double click. Now it's telling me to go to click marker 2. Now click next again, and it says we're finished. Update the overlay. And you can see that everything shows up nicely in here. Alright, now what I want to do is go to the center here. And let's create a circle close as we can to that same size. Okay, center it right on there, and let's see what happens when I burn that in that position. Check the cuts and layers, 3000 at 80%. I think I'm going to raise that to 90%, make it just a little darker. Alright, let's frame this to make sure I'm in the right spot. and burn it. I'll update that layer again. And the overlay, this is hard to see, to tell you the truth. That's worse. Alright, I'm going to move that up just a little bit. I think that's it there. Looks like it's out about 1/2 millimeter. So now, having done that, let's move this up over this area. Frame it again. And burn it. Update the overlay. And that is incredibly close. That's out, I think, less than 1 millimeter. So let's move it over here. Put the center right on that line. Frame it. Burn it. And update the overlay again. Oh, that is right on. Let's try one in the opposite corner here. Alright, frame this one. And burn it. And when we update the overlay, again, it is right on. Alright, I'm very happy with that. Now let me see if I can show you some ways to use this. Now, if you happen to be in the habit, as I am, of saving small scrap pieces, occasionally you may want to burn something, engrave something on one of those pieces. For instance, I have some small pieces of walnut, and I'm just going to scatter them on here. I'm not going to try to get any of them square or otherwise. Let's update this overlay. You can see what's in there. And I have this drawing that I did at some point. And I'm just going to put it in here. Alright, let's drag it over here. And I'm just going to make a copy of that. I'll put it on this one. And I'm just going to, if I can find the corner, against this honeycomb. This is a little tough to see. There's one. Well, let's just turn it to get one side matched a little bit. Do the same with this one. Just match this side up. And I'll do somewhat the same on each of these. Alright, now let's see what happens if I want to burn those. I'm at 2500 and 90% power. That might be alright. So let's frame this and then I'll start it. Alright, I'll just update that overlay. And taking a look at each of these, you can see that they are very, very close. That can't be out more than about 1 millimeter. And that's just the kind of thing you can do using this camera. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope maybe you found this enjoyable, informative. Maybe it'll give you some idea of why you would want one of these cameras. There are times when you don't need it, and there are other times where I believe it would be almost impossible to do some of the things you can do by using this camera. Now, one thing I want to say about it, it took me a few minutes to get that lined up properly, and I did that off camera. I didn't want to subject you to taking a look at it. But once you've got it in place, I suggest you leave it there if it's at all possible. I mean, I may have to move this laser engraver at some point, in which case just moving it a little might jar that out of position. Don't know, I haven't tried that yet. But anyway, I hope you can see the use of it, and I hope you'll come back for my next video. I really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed before, I hope you'll do that. My subscribers really are important to me. I treasure every one of them. Click the like button if you enjoyed what you saw here, if you found it informative, and share it with your friends if you think they might be able to use it. So between now and next time, have a great day in your shop and be safe. Take care now. Bye-bye.